Was it held and the people that came there?
Okay. Emancipation Day was held at Bush's Park, about a mile from here in Bidwell. I started going to Emancipation at a very young age. I would say about 9 or 10 years old. My father was trustee of the Emancipation, so I went to the Emancipation with him. At that time, they had what they called sack races, apple bobbing, just a number of things, climb the greasy pole, a whole lot of activities for the young. And the young participated in a lot. Of course, at that time, people brought food, baskets of food, if you could imagine. And they would have baskets and they would share it. And then they had ice cream stands where they sold ice cream. They always had a speaker. They had a band that started from where I live right now, about a mile over. There's the railroad, and the train came through here. So the parade started from the depot on out to the park. They had the parade. You've heard of Little Miss Eva, Uncle Tom's Cabin, and they actually have a cabin made that was on a flatbed truck in this parade. And there was Little Miss Topsy and Little Miss Eva, and it went all the way out. Then the North, well, it was North Gallia, was the Bidwell School. They had their band and the marching band, and they would go out and have all these different displays on flatbed trucks. So that was quite a thing. It was only one day at that time, where we have 2 days now. They only had the one day. And they'd have singing and, a lot of different singing groups, speakers, and just to celebrate. And there would always be someone doing a history of the Emancipation, of how when it started in 1863, and on up those who remember, the older people that could remember not 1863, but they knew when it started. But some people from the 1800s would be there, and they would tell the story of, why it was celebrated. We would talk about where we were, where we are, and that's still our theme today, of where we were, where we are. But we added now where we hope to be. So that's just a brief synopsis of what the Emancipation was about. But to me, it's always been just a great affair, to be able to go and participate, and very enjoyable. So now we're trying to let the children know the history behind it. We have had great speakers such as Frederick Douglass, the troops from the Civil War, reenactors. And that's what it still consists of today, along with the President was President Lincoln and Miss Lincoln, because of the fact that President Lincoln signed the Bill of Emancipation.
Why do you think this is the oldest running Emancipation Day festival?
Because they have carried it through and they haven't dropped it. I mean, where other states have probably had it, I understand, and they didn't continue it on. But somehow this has been continued on. And we've had good presidents, good leaders to, keep it going. And the presidents usually are not there just for a year or two. Well, like Andy Gilmore, who is the president now. He's been the president for almost 10 years. So you see, it's not just a short-lived thing. I have been with it since I retired from Developmental Center as her program chairperson.
And how many years is that now?
I've been with it now about 13 years.
Anything else you'd like to add about Emancipation Day?
Well, we hope that we hope to have the crowd and the people to participate like we've had in the past, even more so.
Ohio was a free state. Emancipation only affected those people who were enslaved in southern areas. So why do you think that the people here felt such a need to celebrate that day?
Because so many of their ancestors, came from, as a result of that, came in to settle into Gallipolis and, surrounding areas. And they enjoyed the freedom so much, and they're so grateful that they had the freedom from the ancestors. So the appreciation is there. And they wanted to continue to not forget what we come, but to try to improve the conditions. And they have improved, we know that. But it's just a gratefulness that we have, and appreciation.